So how does making a second prequel make it better? We had two good X-Men movies, X-Men 1 and 2, 2 being my favorite. X-Men 3 was okay, and Wolverine was just... that was a bad movie. The one thing that was completely consistent in quality for me was Hugh Jackman. I always thought he was fantastic. He will always be Wolverine to me. X-Men First Class focuses on the relationship between Eric, or Magneto, and Xavier, or Professor X, and how they helped to create the X-Men team that we've seen already in previous films. And it really delves deep into the backstory, especially of Magneto. His backstory is very crucial to this movie, and the fact that it has such rich characters, such good backstories, good dramatic emotional weight to the characters. They're not just superheroes who are, impervious to everything. They're very, very human, and that is one of the reasons why this movie is very good. This film really feels like very realistic. It doesn't feel like your average superhero film. It feels very different in that it seems more grounded in reality, despite the fact that the things that are happening with the mutants and the powers and stuff are so out of this world. It seemed very in this world. The action's directed really well by Matthew Vaughn. There's a lot of really good special effects, really good dialogue as well. Really the most riveting thing for me in this film was Magneto. My word, Michael Fassbender, he is so good in this film. He's got so much depth to him. You actually get to see his backstory when he was a child and some of the things that happened to him that caused him to be kind of the way he is. The acting in this film is first rate. James McAvoy is great. Rose Byrne, Jennifer Lawrence, of course Michael Fassbender. Lots of great acting in this movie. There's also two cameos in this film, one of them being one of my favorite cameos of all time. I'm not going to spoil it, but look forward to that. This doesn't feel like your average Marvel superhero film at all. It seems just a lot more gritty, and I don't mean like more violent or anything. I just mean it just seems more real. It seems less like we're doing this for toys and for children and for superhero comic books and stuff. It just seemed more like an actual film, and I really appreciated that. I had a few flaws with it, very few. January Jones has continued to prove to be a terrible actress. She was awful in Unknown. She's very stoic, just totally stagnant. And it was just a little too wordy at times. I thought it dragged in a few spots, but really, that's it. This is a very fun, intense, good summer popcorn flick. And when I say popcorn, I mean it in a good way. I don't use that as a diss. To me, that's a good thing. Good performances, very good writing, good dialogue, good action, well directed. This is definitely a return to form for the X-Men series. You can just kind of act like 3 and 4 didn't happen. Hopefully this will restart its own little thing going on here. I'm going to give it 3.5 out of 4 stars. It's one of the best films of the year so far, and I liked it a lot more than Thor. So for sure, check out X-Men First Class. It's one of the better superhero films of recent years.